This is Unit 3, Part 1 of the Ross School Guitar curriculum, and this is going to be your introduction to the A progression. So just like we talked about in the D progression, how there was a set of 3 chords, D, G, and A7, that work together very nicely. The A progression is similarly a set of 3 chords, but this time we're going to start on A. So now A becomes our 1 chord. If you look at the diagrams on page 12 in the first year guitar method, you'll see your 3 diagrams that you'll need. The 3 chords in this progression are A, D, and E7. So we have an advantage here because we already know how to play the D chord. So we just need to learn the full A, which is different from A7, although only slightly, and we need to learn to play E7. And then we'll put those 3 chords together to create the A progression. So to start with, be sure that you're looking at the diagram for the A chord. The way you're going to play A, it's 3 in a row. All strings are in the 2nd fret. It's your 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings that need to be pressed down. Some people prefer to play with their fingers in a row like this, 1, 2, 3. Other people find that that's a little bit difficult, that your fingers end up getting a little bit squished, and it's hard to do that in a way that gets a nice sound to it. So you might prefer this, but what I do and what your book suggests that you might do instead is you make a triangle in the 2nd fret. So your first finger actually goes on the 3rd string, your middle finger goes on the 4th string, and then your ring finger ends up on the 2nd string. So you've got 1 on top, 2 on the bottom. You still have a finger on each one of the strings, but you're making a triangle shape instead of a straight line. Okay. Start by finding this A shape and strumming it 12 times. Be sure that you strum every string on your guitar. This is a 6-string strum. After you've done that, it's time to move to the D. One of the advantages of doing the triangle version of A is that when you move from A to D, your first finger is already set. It's in the place that it needs to be. So it's a very quick transition. You just lift up 2 fingers and place them down in their new spots. So moving from A to D can be very quick. Okay. Refresh your memory here. Make sure that you can strum that D chord 12 times. And then you might want to try going back and forth from A to D a few times. Once you're comfortable with that, let's add in the 3rd chord. This is our 5-7 chord. It's 5 steps up from A, B, C, D, E. And then we like to add an extra note to our 5 chord to make it sound more interesting. That's why it's called a 5-7, and that's why the chord is called E7. It's only 2 fingers needed. Your first finger is going to go on the 3rd string, 1st fret, and then your middle finger is going to go on the 5th string, 2nd fret. And it's a full 6-string strum as well. Use your chord diagram and strum the E7 chord 12 times. Make sure that every string rings. Once you have all 3 chords mastered, you can practice putting them together and then try our chord progression warm-up that we did for the D progression. So you're going to start with 1 strum of A, 1 strum of D, 1 strum of E7, 1 strum of A. We always finish where we started. Then you go 2 times. Then 3 times each. And then finally 4 times each. And that's your A progression. Practice that and get comfortable with it, and then we'll be able to move on to the A progression songs.